Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at NJ4S Union for our December webinar series. This month, we are discussing hope and healing, wellness through compassion, awareness, and rights. Today's presentation is being brought by Yiriana Guerra. Yiriana is a prevention consultant for the NJ4S Union Hub. She received her Bachelor's of Education for grades K through 6 from Kean University and is currently working to receive her master's degree in English as a second language. She has a passion for working with children, especially those who lack different resources, which is what led her to working here at Prevention Links. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Yuriana to discuss stress and burnout, end of the year reset.
Thank you, Shakara. As Shakara said, we're going to be talking about stress and burnout, end of the year reset, and how to let go of stress before the new year. I know that, with work, school, all of those things, it's easy to get caught up in the stress of it all and, to forget about taking care of one self. So we're going to give you some tips today on how to do that. So the first thing, and I feel like the most important thing, is understanding stress and burnout, right? So stress is the body's response to pressure or challenges, different things that might be going on within your environment. It's a long-term physical and emotional exhaustion. We think sometimes stress is just emotional or mental, but it's also physical. It can show up in many different ways. And with stress and burnout, it increases towards the year's end due to workload and expectations, right? We all have those end of the year resolutions that we want to obtain for the new year, and we kind of put our pressure on ourselves to try to do those things. So today I'm just gonna tell you how to go about that and what you can do to make your load a little bit lighter. So some of the common stressors for the end of the year are heavy work or school deadlines, holiday responsibilities, financial pressure, emotional fatigue from a long year, right? So work or school deadlines, with our work and everything, we may have workload to do, responsibilities of holidays, right? That could be hosting for Christmas, New Year's, any other holidays, financial pressure, buying gifts, doing all of that, and then the emotional fatigue from a long year, right? We go through different things in our personal lives as well as our work lives, and all of that put together can put a lot of pressure on us and a lot of stress. What do you guys think are some signs of burnout? If you guys could put your answers in the comments below, that would be perfect. I'll give you guys some time. Some signs of burnout include feeling emotionally drained, reduced motivation, difficulty concentrating, and then irritability or detachment, right? I'm sure at one point or another throughout the year, we have felt one of these things, right? So reduced motivation as the year goes on. You might feel, less motivation to do certain things, whether it's in your personal life or your work life, because you're exhausted with everything going on, difficulty concentrating, irritability or detachment is also something that shows up in many different ways, and can impact both your personal and work life. So some ways to deal with a burnout, right, is mental reset. It's very important that you reset your mindset. And what better time to do it than with the end of the year coming up to start your 2026, which we're going into now on the right foot, as they say. What is the importance of a reset? It helps release accumulated stress. It restores energy and focus, encourages healthier routines, create space for reflection and new goals, right? So with the new year coming up, it's a great time to start, which is why people do those end of the year resolutions, because it kind of gives them like a new page in the book, right? It kind of resets everything, helps you start fresh, which is perfect. You kind of leave everything that you went through in the past year behind and try to move forward. Some strategies for letting go of stress is to practice mindfulness and deep breathing, set boundaries and prioritize tasks, reflect on what you can do on what you can control, and then make time for rest and hobbies. I know these are some things that we don't really think about doing with the hecticness of every day, and it's kind of hard for us to do, but it's good to try to do at least one of these things to help us let go of the stress. So some of our end of the year reset rituals could be to declutter your space, journal any reflections that you may have, anything that that might pop up in your head throughout the day that you feel like might be important. Plan goals for the coming year, which is something that's usually common, right? You plan different things to do. And then to let go of negative habits or patterns. That is not something that is going to happen right away, but it's something to work towards towards. You kind of have to, so some of our end of the year rituals are decluttering our space, journal our reflections, plan goals for the coming year, letting go of negative habits or patterns. Some of the things on this list might be easier than others. For example, decluttering your space is something that, you can do pretty quickly. So it's something that you can do at the moment, as much as journaling your reflections. There are other things that you might have to work towards throughout the year, with like planning goals that you want to accomplish, because there's the short-term and long-term goals, and then letting go of negative habits or patterns that you might have. First, you have to acknowledge those habits or patterns, and then start working towards doing all that. So that's something that might take a little bit of time. Moving on to the new year, we want to carry forward lessons that we have learned from before, take any criticism or any lessons that we have learned, take them with us to kind of learn and move forward. Build realistic and positive habits a little bit at a time. It could be something as simple as, making your bed every day, because it kind of helps you feel put together, or something bigger, as much as like working out every day. It all depends on everyone's personal goal. So focusing on balance and self-care as well, that is something very important. And one thing that we don't really do is our self-care, and making sure that we have a balance in our life. So that is something that we want to work towards of. And then embracing a fresh mindset. I know it's hard to move on from something that we have thought of as like our tried and true, but maybe moving forward and thinking of another mindset might help us. So one other way of resetting ourselves is also time smart self-care. So right now I'm going to be talking about that. Does anyone know what time smart self-care is? If you do, just leave a comment down below. All right, so time smart self-care is self-care that fits into your day. With us being super busy doing different things, whether it's in your work day or your personal day, it's hard to think about this, but that's the good thing about time smart self-care. It fits into your day without having, disrupting it so much. So self-care that fits into your day, quick and easy habits, so it's not something that's taking a lot of time. And then like I just said, you don't need hours, just a few minutes. So time smart self-care means doing small things that help you feel better, like taking a deep breath or stretching. It's self-care for busy people, so you can do those things as you go about your day and anywhere. It could be at your desk, breathing or just stretching. That is something that will help. There are 4 areas of self-care. So for the body, sleep, food, and movement. For the mind, there's rest, focus, and quiet time. for your emotions is feeling calm and saying no. And then for people, just talking to friends and asking for help. So, setting boundaries. I feel like it's important to set boundaries when needed. That helps with your body, mind, and emotions, as well as with people, right? Learning when to ask for help and being able to know when and who you can talk to help you out, right? Helps with your self-care, because if you're emotionally good, your mind is good, your body is good, and then your relationships with your friends are also good. So there are some small habits that make a big difference, right? As I mentioned before, stretching, it could be for 2 minutes, something quick, drinking water every hour. I know for me personally, that is something that I struggle with. So, just making sure that you stay hydrated, because whether we think or not, that really helps. Taking 5 deep breaths, that could be, even typing something out, just making sure that you're taking 5 deep breaths. Um, and then going outside for 5 minutes. It could be during your lunchtime. You kind of use 5 minutes of your lunchtime to go outside, have some fresh air, and decompress without thinking about the hustle and bustle of the day, and just thinking about yourself. I feel like that helps a lot. I try to do that myself, even though sometimes it might be hard, but it is something that helps. So how to make time for self-care? Adding it to your daily routine. Even doing it in like a waiting time. So as I said before, it shouldn't disrupt your day. It's something that should be added to your day. So even if exactly when you wake up, to start your day off right, you take deep breaths, you tell yourself, we're gonna have a good day, and just kind of start off in a positive mindset. Saying no to things that you feel like don't add to your likeness, right? So if it's something that you don't necessarily want to do, that you usually would say yes to, just because you might feel bad not doing it. If it's not something that is adding to you, just learning how to set that boundary and saying no. And then you can also mix it with other things like walking during phone calls. So it kind of distracts you, and it keeps you from not from being stressed as you're doing other things. And again, it shouldn't take from your day. It should be incorporated into your day. Some helpful self-care tools are like the meditation apps or the music app. You can listen to like meditation music even on like YouTube. To-do list apps, I have personally started doing this, making myself to-do lists. I do it on paper, but you can also do it on apps on your phone. Fitness apps with short workouts, or if you know like different workouts, you can also do it yourself. And then music or white noise for sleeping. I personally can't do the white noise for when I sleep, but music always helps throughout the day. So maybe, listening to relaxing music softly in the background while you're doing different things helps out. I know it does for me. And then I just wanted to let you know, to end off, that self-care is not selfish. It's something smart that helps you take care of yourself, because I've heard the saying that if your cup isn't full, you can't fill anyone else's cup. So yours has to be full first. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so 5 minutes a day can help. Again, it doesn't take hours. It takes a couple minutes, sometimes even seconds. Like they said, you can't pour from an empty cup. Thank you guys for joining me. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them down below. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Yiriana, for that great presentation and all those tips and tricks on how to deal with stress and how important self-care is. You can scan the QR code or check the link in the comments below for feedback. Thank you for joining NJ4S Union, and have a great day.